From Erie's own Government Access, Channel 9, from the City Hall Council Chambers, it's time once again for the Taxpayers Hotline Show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host.
Well, here we are. We're all alone this week. This is Kaz Kwiatkowski, the City Controller. And as I said, we're alone this week, and we'll just try to wing it. Don't have really anything to talk about, so I'm going to depend on you to call in, and feel free to call in on any subject. Try to keep it in the realms of good taste, keep it in good order, and any subject you feel free to bring up. Not, like I say, not much really going down. This has been a rather quiet week, going back to some of the things that we had complaints on. We've been working with the traffic engineer on a few of them, and if that gentleman, I hope they took care of the, he called in last week about all the couches that were along Old French Road, not Old French Road, but French Street. I hope those were taken care of. And just some comments as we drive around the city. There's been some discussion about Norman Way Bridge. Now that one taking a while, as the engineer explained to me, that's a cause more of the fact that we ran into some extra problems there that we didn't plan on, dealing with sewers and it's an extra wide surface, and there were problems with terrain on both sides of there, so it's kind of going a little bit slower, but we should be wrapping that one up. And it's kind of, summer here is kind of winding down, and it's, in a way, it's good. Some of the big events are gone, but as we move on, it's good to see that the auditors will be back in town. And go ahead, caller.
Hi, guys. I just got a question to ask you. Doesn't really pertain to the city or nothing.
Well, go ahead.
I just wondered about our license plates for Pennsylvania. You know, New York State and Ohio seems to get different plates all the time, and Pennsylvania with the sticker. I just wonder if anybody out there knows what it costs to register a car in Ohio and New York, that they get plates all the time. Two of them one in the front and one in the rear, and we have the same plate for 20 years.
Yeah, it is strange that happens. I'm gonna try to find out why that is. But you know, in a related note, I was reading that California is talking about going to a digital license plate. Imagine riding down the highway, and they'll have the ability by wireless, you know, like just like your GPS.
Yeah.
They'll be able to have the license plate display on the back that you have a invalid plate, either because you didn't pay it or you have a suspended license. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
It's got a lot of people up in arms in California. They're thinking that might be a better system to put digital license plates on rather than making metal ones.
Well, I know I've been driving for almost 60 years, and I think I've only had 4 different plates in all that time.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we get a lot of new ones. It used to be kind of nice you could collect them.
Yeah, they used to go from the yellow and the blue to the blue and the yellow, and then they went to these here, but they never changed.
No, we had the state on the one. Remember, for a while, you had the outline of the state.
But you know,
Then we had the Liberty Bell, and
yeah, I just wondering if anybody out there knows what you know, if they have something to talk about.
I'm sure we'll get a call. But in the meantime, I think I'll try to check on how much is it for Ohio and New York for plates and registration.
All the time, different colors and different things, and
Yeah, it's, you know, I was disappointed when they got rid of our, well, they got the Vandy plates now, and they got rid of the one with the Niagara on there because they said they couldn't read it.
oh, you can't read the numbers on that.
You think they'd redesign that to a different color, though, you know?
I mean, they could have Erie plates, they could have all kind of different plates. If
Well, I saw some nice ones out of town that were really different, and I'm thinking, why don't we have them in Pennsylvania? It was things other than just the the colleges or veteran status. There were some different things that were really novel out there. I'm thinking this would be a way to, make more money.
Yeah.
And people like to have their own, identity.
Yeah. Okay, I'll let you go.
Hey, that's all you got?
Yeah, that's all today.
Well, thank you for billing me out a little bit.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, as you go along the highway in different states, the vanity plates are amazing. Go ahead, caller.
They wish to sell vanity plates.
Yeah, that's okay, John, but what happened to the old days when the people incarcerated made those plates?
Oh, maybe they're not equipped to do the stamping anymore. They're not trained enough.
Maybe they were stamping them wrong too, huh?
It could be.
That's what I heard that once. There was one in one state, John. They were making stickers for the state police of I can't remember what state it was, but in the middle of there, the prisoners they did the artwork. They put something in there that was derogatory. Even the police laughed at it, but it just goes to show you, what idle minds will do.
Well, it's just like with the digital plates and all that. Down in Pittsburgh, they are taking photos of people parking now, the parking authority.
Why is that?
They're taking up as much as 250,000 pictures a year.
What, just for their records, or?
Well, there must be a reason to get revenue out there somehow. But, they'll do what they do, and as far as buying plates, if they made them thick enough and they would withstand the painting and everything, they should be able to last. You shouldn't have to buy plates all the time.
Well, I know. It used to be fun to hang them on your wall, John?
Yeah, I had quite a collection at one time. The best collection I have is one for Tullio and one for Bagnoni, or not Bagnoni, Canavino, and these are enameled.
Wow, those are...
That's when they ran for office. That's when you could do all those things. But I understand that the head of the EMTA will be coming to the next council meeting, caucus council meeting.
That's what I heard. You mean Mr. Solinsky?
Now, why doesn't he come out front and discuss everything? Why does it have to be in the caucus room? The caucus room is not for the stuff to be said and bartered and traded off in there. It should be out front where the taxpayers can see what's going on.
I would agree with you. I think if they think that public hearing was good enough, that to me, that's very minor,
Well, true. That's the whole thing. But let's face it, that last council meeting, you could have had a cup of coffee and it was all over with. You had a longer report than anybody else.
Well, I heard there's still some complaints on availability of shelters. There's some other problems. There's some... Hang on one second, John.
Shelter when I stopped off down at the radio station to pick up my emergency membership.
Yeah.
They do have a little shelter there in front of the bookstore, Gannon's bookstore.
But I think there's less stops now than there were before.
Well, Peach Street is not a place to stop, and French Street is not a place to stop.
Oh, but wiser minds decided it was.
It's not wide enough in the whole shot.
But they did, whoever did the studies, the wise men, they decided that's what they were going to do.
The wise men were told what to do.
Well, sometimes that happens, John. I tend to think, this was a solution that already had the answer.
Well, the solution came from upstairs, the 5th floor, and he told him what he wanted so he could have his party night and everything else downtown.
Well, here's the thing, though. They tell me that the street is now open, because I tell them, I said, I used to drive home on French Street, but now that's going to be a problem because if the Warner's having a show, it's crowded back there. Buses have to stop. You still have cars parked. And so State Street is normally nice, except you got block parties, you got, car night.
And when you get Erie Insurance Arena going full blast, that'll take care of it like crazy, too.
And you still got the pop trucks parked there and everything else. So not much has changed. You just shifted the problem. And
it's just like the convention center, building another hotel.
Well, yeah,
That is going to be on convention center property, not GAF property. So there's another entity that will not be on the tax roll.
Well, let me tell you this, John. It wouldn't matter where it was. it was going to be tax exempt anyway.
Oh, true.
Because even the other hotel technically is, well, that's going to be Port Authority property, so.
That's the city's fault.
Well, at least, as I talked to the mayor, I know he's not happy about, he wants taxable properties, and I tend to agree with that.
Well, he could talk to his...
But I still think, here you got a man that's putting his own money up, and let's let him do it, you know?
That's true, but the mayor could talk to his bobbleheads, and he could take care of that Port Authority. He could run it back to the city, so the city will run it, and then we can have taxes.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see tax-paying properties. If they want to give them a break for a couple of years to get their breath, that's fine, but...
Yeah, that's true. Just like they want 70 acres to be called blighted down there at the Port Authority.
Yeah, I still don't get that one. I mean...
They say, well, there's no sidewalks. Well, that's the county's fault, and that's the city's fault.
Well, there's no sidewalks. Well, first of all, there's not much down there right now.
Yeah, but the county should have put a sidewalk from State Street all the way to Holland Street on that bayfront.
Yeah.
And as far as the streets being narrow and all that, that's how it was designed years ago, from the early 40s. And to call that blighted now, this is just a term so they could get money. And then you got a Republican governor that's going to turn loose some money, and they're still going to stick to taxpayers with $30 million bond that only one man is going to be making money in one bank.
Now, here's a question. We haven't even finished the Warner yet.
That's right. And they're still holding back money on that, aren't they?
Yeah, the Warner needs a back end. They need to finish off that, what they had planned, which was a parking lot. What they encompassed was a parking lot for the people who live in the high-rise. That's a trade-off for, building in the back of their parking lot.
Yes.
So that they can build an area where trucks can unload the equipment in a proper manner and actually have doors big enough to handle the bigger stage shows. Plus, anybody that's been behind her in the back of the Warner realizes there's no elevator going upstairs to those dressing rooms.
Well, Erie's going to be the only city with 2 convention centers.
What do you mean?
Well, the Erie Insurance Arena down there, that was supposed to be Tullio Convention Center.
Yeah, but you know what, John?
And they renamed it to place of fraud and build another one.
Well, in most towns, every town has what they call a 3-building complex. Roanoke has one, Roanoke has one, Peoria has one. Most of the cities I've been to have one where you have what you call your entertainment venue, one for sports, one for music, and then usually either underneath both of them or attached to it is an exhibition hall, which takes care of the trade shows.
That's true, but they had a misconception when they called it Tullio Convention Center.
Well, yeah, they were supposed to have the original plan was to have the Sears building be the exhibition hall.
The whole thing, right.
But it only ever held 2 events in there.
Well, how long do you see anybody come up to this convention center that lasts more than 2 days?
You mean to the big one?
Yes.
I'd say, some of the conventions are 3 days.
Well.
Yeah, that's the big, like the League of Cities was 3 days. The commissioners will be like township supervisors, stuff like that, the state.
How many will we have return?
Well, that's the problem. Like, for instance, the League of Cities, we can have it back anytime we want.
They keep trying to go to new places. That's understandable.
Well, what they do at the League, and the League I can speak for, they do east-west, 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 they try to do. Well, in the West, legitimately, there's only 2 venues that really exist, and that's Erie and Pittsburgh.
That's true.
Now, Pittsburgh will jockey between, they'll jockey between Monroeville and different sites, sometimes the city, sometimes Monroeville. We would have to be able to, financially it's a drain on the host community to come up with the money, but a lot of those things like the Legion conventions, they will give them to you, but you're not going to get them like every year.
That's true.
You're going to give them every 4 or 5 years,
But, and one other quick thing here, and before I give an accommodation to somebody down there, this north-south road on Peach Street up in there by the thruway and all that. And there was on the news that there was a lot of disgruntled people. Well, you know, that's the state again in their planning. You get down to little communities like Warren, down to Reading. I don't know if Pittsburgh has any, but they have rotary turns that take care of people going into various lanes. You get into a rotary turn, you can go north, south, or whatever. I don't know if you've ever been on a rotary exchange.
Yep, I've been on there a couple of times.
And why didn't they implement that up through there?
I keep hearing they're coming, but
Those Christmas.
what did I hear about? There's a big problem now up there with the two lanes, right?
Yes.
Well, what they did in Allentown, which was very unique.
Put a rotary in.
Well, they put barricades down the middle of what their version of Peach Street.
Well, Peach Street did the same thing. They put turtles on the whole route.
Yeah, but I mean, these barricades you can't cross.
Well,
What they did do, though, was they put these, what they call every so often, these, like, kind of like a rotary, but it's a turn. It's like a clover leaf where you go around and it gives you access to come to the other side or change directions.
it's the way State Street used to be years ago.
Well, sometimes, you know, John,
With the old light and
you say if you're around long enough, you see everything come back.
that's true.
I found that old thing you were talking about.
Yes.
You know, the old study.
Yes.
It wasn't the entire Rotowall study, but it was the redevelopment study.
It's all the same returning.
Yeah, but you know what, though, John? Visible in that picture was the process was they wanted to widen 12th Street to bring more people into downtown.
Yes.
Now we're cutting 12th Street down, okay?
Have to open it up again if they want to bring those 18-wheelers in.
And then I noted that buses were incorporated into the design,
Yes.
and they had early bump outs in there that never got built.
They were in there.
But the bump outs weren't like what we have here. They were bump outs designed for the buses.
True.
So the buses could, offload and unload.
Yes.
God, what happened to those plans, John?
1960. That was 1960. And, it's just like with this TIF. The city better look in hard. The county better look in hard. The school district better look in hard. Because when they give all those people that TIF, they lose their taxes. Now, one other note now, there's a wonderful blackout storm we had last week. I wound up with a major electrical problem, and I had to have my box redone. And I had an electrical contractor come in and do it. And I do want to thank the city's inspector. He went out of his way to come up and get my stuff inspected, and I really appreciated it.
Well, which one? I have to thank him.
He's a short fella.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you know what? The one blackout, it took out my modem on my computer.
Yes, and then I had a good electrician. He's one of the notables in town here. He did a wonderful job, and your inspector came up, and he went out of his way to make sure everything was all right.
So he gets a Kudu of the Week award.
Yes.
Hey, I think I heard from your son yesterday.
Little John on Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he sounds just like you.
We all sound alike. My son Dominic
I
and
thought you were playing mind games with me. I thought it was you playing around with me.
the two boys all sound alike, and even my grandson, he's starting to sound the same way.
Yeah, they wanted to hear your old friend Watchagaloop.
Oh, my Bachagalu, my Connecticut patriot from my sister living up in Connecticut.
I have to get DJ to come and do the Italian show with me.
Yeah, so, and they like to listen to the show on the computer and all that.
Hey, John, before you leave, I think we should have a moment of silence.
Because I'm at 39 again?
No, because you're Giants.
Oh, my gosh. I ran up the Jolly Roger last night, too. I'm going to cut it off at the base.
I knew I seen everything, though, when I watched the Steeler game yesterday.
I did.
There were guys with pirate shirts on at the football game.
Yeah, they're all doing
I
dives
knew-
off the
I-
board up there.
I knew I'd live long enough to see that one.
Well, you know what they need? They need a new quarterback, and they need a new offensive director. Because Roethlisberger cannot get out of the pocket, and he throws to the wrong jersey all the time.
Well, as a Cleveland fan, we just hope that it keeps going downhill all the way.
Bernie Kosar used to do. He always threw the wrong jersey, too.
Hey, good show, John.
Yes, and you know one other thing?
What's that?
I want to thank the Yankees because a major league record was broken the other day.
What's that?
Ellis Rodriguez hit another grand slam to beat the Iron Man.
No, he didn't beat him.
Yep.
The juice in his body beat him.
No, 24 Grand Slams, a lot of Grand Slams.
That's the juice.
No.
The big iron horse did it on his own.
The juice doesn't hit the ball. Well, Babe Ruth is always on juice.
Yeah, but not that kind.
Well, sure, he was on 12 cans of beer and 6 hot dogs every game.
Yeah, but that was a different kind of juice, though.
Have a great day.
DJ, you bailed me out, honestly. I would say, man, it's going to be a long show.
Yeah, I figured. I saw you sitting alone.
Good to have you back.
I had to pop on down just to sit here and not say anything.
I had a business meeting for about 4 hours, so
Wow.
I came unprepared with my notes.
Oh, that's okay. I got nothing either.
But the callers are bailing me out.
That's good. That's good.
Go ahead, caller.
Hi, Cass.
Hi.
I have a question, actually, kind of a complaint, really. When the city purchases cars, they end up putting those municipal plates on. Do they not purchase the option for the turn signal?
I mean, our cars?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have turn signals.
Then why the hell don't they use them?
That bugs me as much as anybody.
Yeah.
Because Friday I was behind somebody long enough that had a municipal plate on that I was able to get the license plate number off the car and watch the guy in the driver's side mirror talking on his phone.
Talking on his phone.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to be on there.
Yeah.
Only police officers are supposed to be on the phone.
Well, then somebody might want to let...
Was it one of our cars or what?
Yeah.
I mean, because there's a lot of municipal plates out there.
No, this was one of the Erie ones.
What was it marked? Do you remember?
There was no markings on the car. It was a dark, I want to say dark blue Ford something or other.
Ford Taurus?
I got the municipal plate. I got the plate number off of it.
Oh, you want to give it to me off the air?
I can give it to you on the air. I don't care.
Okay, give it to me.
All right, it's MG
Right.
06
Right.
12A.
MG0612A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I followed the guy down. I don't know the name of the road from up there off of Broad Street by that McDonald's and Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
There's that side street that comes all the way down by that park that goes over by 21st Street. I followed him all the way down, watching him talking on his phone.
Yeah, only police officers are supposed to be on there. But
A couple times that he turned from off of Broad Street and everything. Never once did he use a turn signal. That's why I thought maybe the option for the turn signal just wasn't purchased.
No, we get them. Well, you have to buy them. I mean, really you do. But it bugs me too because I think we're supposed to lead by example when we're a municipality. You're really supposed to, drive the safest of everybody.
Although I understand that, I mean, it's just, I think it's really ridiculous that you can't so much as flick the bar to turn the turn signal on.
Yeah, a lot of people got that problem. They don't think it's a big deal, but it is,
I think it's illegal not to use your turn
I
signals.
freely confess I have stopped along stop signs and stuff like that, and I've come right out and asked people, does talking on your phone help you drive better?
Yeah, the phones, I still want to see them getting rid of them.
Yeah.
But that was MG0612A, right?
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find out which one that is.
All right, because like I said, that was Friday afternoon.
Okay.
Right down onto East 21st Street, and then he pulled over in front of some house.
Okay, and then was up near Broad Street, right?
So that's where I got behind him, yeah.
Okay. No problem, thank you.
Yeah,
Only other
thanks.
thing I know is the guy had a mustache.
Okay,
All right.
thank you very much.
No problem, thank you.
Yeah, it does bug me because I think, we should lead by example.
The only time you can legally not use your turn signals is if you're over 60 on the highway. You can change lanes without that, but any other time,
I thought you had a signal even when you're changing lanes.
I think if you're going above a certain speed limit on the highway, you can actually go without. But
You should do as a courtesy, though.
As courtesy, you should always use your turn signals.
That's why they got the ones where you just touch them now.
Oh, really?
You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, on most of your cars now, you don't have to.
I have old cars.
You don't have to. Well, actually, it's been around for a while.
Oh.
You just touch it,
Really?
and then release it. It doesn't.
I've never seen such a
I do that in the highway a lot.
Nah.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes.
Yes.
Old French Road between 35th and 36th, right along the school.
Right.
There is a big log hanging from the cable line. Somebody put an orange cone underneath, so I don't know what good that's going to do, but if that falls,
and the kids walk right by there every day.
There's a log on the wire?
Yeah, it's hanging from the wire. The thing's got to be 3 foot long.
Ooh. I'll have to go by there tonight and take a look at it.
Yeah, somebody put an orange cone on the ground. I don't know. That should be taken care of. Those kids walk by there.
We had the same problem up there by Baker Field one time.
Yeah, those are still there too. Those are littler ones though. This is a big one.
Oh, okay.
Check it out.
Will do. I'll go by tonight.
Okay, thanks.
Well, it looks like we got the answer to our question.
Yeah. Yeah.
And looks like to that lady that called, we found out the vehicle belongs to the Housing Authority, and we'll be giving them a little call when we get off the air here.
Yeah, because everybody should be courteous with their turn signals.
Right.
And not talking on their phones.
Right. Nothing is that important to be on the phone. The only exemption I know of is supposed to be for police officers.
Right. I can understand that.
But we're, what do you call it, a society now where we got to be entertained in our vehicles.
Yeah.
We do everything but drive.
Wait, I'm sorry, Kaz. I can't talk to you right now. I have to take this call.
that really bugs me. You know?
It's bad. It's bad. We have
I
no
was
social skills
I was
anymore.
walking through the grocery store the other day. Hey, and I'm looking around. I thought she's talking to her friend on the phone, you know.
Yeah.
And she's talking to the tomatoes and the cucumbers.
Yeah.
I'm going, what happened?
I see people walking around on their phones all the time, cussing and talking up a storm and not realizing that you're around people and kids and stuff, and you're just swearing into your phone. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's really, really...
What do we do without the phones?
It's a great technology when used as a tool, but when you use it as an escape to get away from who you're around, then that's just not...
Life was better without those phones.
I think so.
I left one upstairs. I feel so light now. I feel better. Like I'm liberated.
I should just take it and chuck it right now, but I can't because it's expensive.
I love that one on TV where the guy goes, spikes the phone.
Oh, yeah. Touchdown!
Wham, there it goes. I was watching your program a little bit the other night.
Really?
Yeah, they had an opera star on there or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We have a lot of different unique things on our channel.
Whenever my cable goes out frequently, it defaults to channel 2.
Oh, there you go. That's good marketing for us.
Yeah. Except that at that time of night, there's a very unique broadcast.
There are some unique broadcasts, but we try to keep it tasteful. We try.
Oh, it's not bad. I mean, if you like opera, you know, it was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
I think it was opera.
I can't tell anymore. Everything just kind of blurs.
It does. It's like,
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
technology's changing so much.
It is. It is. I do want to make an announcement. We do have some things coming up at Channel 2. We have our annual member meeting that's coming up on October 12th. In case anybody just wants to come down and actually see what we're about, you can come down.
Hold that thought?
I can.
Go ahead, caller.
That's me again, that guy that called about that pole. That happened about 3 weeks ago. There was a hit and run down there, and they replaced the pole, and they left it like I see it hanging there, too. It is dangerous.
Yeah, well, it's actually like a log. Is it a tree branch or a log hanging there?
Oh, it's a telephone pole, part of the pole, and it's hanging on the wires there. They took the old pole out of there,
Yeah.
and they left that hanging up there.
I wonder why they're doing that.
I don't know. It's been there for a few weeks, though.
You probably have to call Penlick and see what's going on.
Yeah, it was a hit and run. Somebody hit the pole, and they came and took the old pole out and left it like that.
Yeah, you think they would take the old one.
No, that's been like that for a few weeks, though.
Okay, that's not a good situation.
Yeah. Okay, then.
Hey, thank you for calling.
Yeah, bye.
So we got a meeting October 12th.
Yep, October 12th is our annual member meeting. It's actually for the members and board members and staff members. But
It's up there?
we have people stop in sometimes and just check it out.
What time is that?
I think it's like 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's mainly for the members, but like I said, if somebody was just in the neighborhood and they wanted to pop in, I'm glad to have people come in and check the place out. If anybody wants to come up anytime we're open, I give tours. I'll show people the facilities. Starting on, let's see,
And you're gonna have I heard you're gonna have 3D up there?
we're not going 3D. We're not going 3D.
I can't pass that rumor?
No, yes, everything's going to be 3D now. But on October the 8th, we're actually having our access to the candidates. So
I
if,
got my thing in the mail.
yeah, if anybody knows anybody who's running, please let them know that we're open. The letters went out, so you can stop up or give us a call and schedule time on the 8th, 9th, or 10th. We'll be taping access to the candidates. And those are pretty much my
I
announcements.
could have Skunky interview me.
If you really wanted to lose, yeah, you could.
Skunky, I heard he carries the rural vote.
Why do you always have to bring him up? You always have to bring him up when I come down here.
Hey, people comment about him all over town. I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, wherever I go, they go, who is Skunky? Do you know him? Sure. But I can't tell.
Yeah. That's all I got. I'm
Okay.
done. I turn it over to you now.
You didn't bring none to the table today?
That was it. I just wanted to tell about access to the candidates and our little member meeting.
That'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be good. That's all I got.
Yeah, we can do we'll bring John on there and do a football show.
I'll have to not be here because I have no idea what you're talking about.
What, football?
I'm sorry, but I was not brought up correctly, and I have no sports knowledge whatsoever.
Wow, that puts you on a par with a lot of the guys that render opinions. You'd be on equal footing there.
Yeah, if you don't know anything about something, it's best just to keep your mouth shut. So I do. Why do you think I'm so quiet all the time?
You know who wins all the office pools? The people that don't know anything about the games.
Yeah.
We're all over there going, let's see, 5 points for this team. If they play their up-tempo game, we'll get this. They're playing a down-tempo team, so
Yeah.
who wins? The person goes, I like that name. I like that color of their jersey.
That's how I bet. I bet on a horse once because I liked the name of the horse, and I lost $90, and I never did it again. It's best not to get involved when you don't know anything.
In all my horse racing, I've bet on 6 races my whole life. I won 5 of them.
Wow.
Not big money, though.
Yeah, but still, at least you know something.
Oh, just enough to keep me from... So I have enough to tip the guy when I leave the... That's a true story.
Yeah.
3 times at the old Commodore Downs and 3 times in Minnesota.
Wow.
But don't look for me to retire on my winnings.
No, somebody gave me an inside tip once. They're like, yeah, it's going to be this race. It's fixed. Go ahead and go put your money on this horse. I'm like, yeah, sure, $90. No, don't
I
ever.
actually heard a comment. If you want to make money gambling, don't just take your money, and they showed this where if you put it into like a 401,
Yeah. Yeah.
you'd be making more money.
Oh, sure.
You just wouldn't get the big hit though at one time,
And it is a gamble because my retirement package goes up and it goes down, it goes up, and then it goes down a lot more.
You're not supposed to look at it though.
Yeah.
See, I get paid to look at it every day.
Yeah.
Then I'm the one that gets the ulcers, I go, oh man, we're down $500,000. We're up $1.5 million, But see, you don't want that torture. I get paid to do it. You don't. Just don't look at it and just say, every couple of years, every maybe 6 months, take a look. Go, oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, I try just not to pay attention. I hope there's something there when I'm ready to use it.
If there's not, we'll find a place to put you. Live in a bus shelter's on.
Oh.
No, we'll put you up somewhere. What do you think? We'll get you an old trailer or something.
Now I'm sad. I'm leaving.
You go to what do they call it? You go to the rubber microphone place?
What the hell is the rubber microphone place? I don't even know what
Where
that
retired
means.
engineers go, You're like an engineer, right?
I have no training.
You don't?
No. I have no training. I was just thrown into my position.
Me too. They called me an engineer, and I got paperwork that says that. I mean, I could do some minor stuff, you know.
Oh, that's like me. I mean, I could do a little bit of electrical stuff here and component work here, but I have no training.
I remember I had to, like, shut the tower down a couple times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did that. I did that a couple of times improperly, too. Yeah.
Improperly?
Improperly. Yeah.
That's not good.
They're like, well, you're not supposed to back the power down from 1,000 to 0. They say take it down to 500, and I'm just like, yeah. Didn't sound good.
No.
Didn't look good. Didn't feel right. Didn't keep that job for long. Oh, well.
So outside of that, nothing.
I got absolutely nothing. The phone's not ringing. I have nothing to talk about. Praise be to phone.
We knew that would happen. Go ahead, caller.
You know, I disagree with you, not you, Kaz, with CJ there about you didn't have any training. You had on-the-job training. I had college students, they came in with their degrees, and they didn't know a damn thing about anything, and they're telling you how to do this, how to do that, and they don't know if it's right or wrong, but they have a degree that says, this is what I have, I'm the degree man, you do it my way.
Wow.
That's what we had in the Army. We had lieutenants like that. We tell them, well, you go out front there and show us why you want it done.
That's right. You know, the degree.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Cliff.
Men out there, the degree of doing it and knowing how to do it, the degree of hard knocks, and they don't get the money. These kids come in with a college degree, want the big dollars, and they don't know what they're doing. And something happens, well, they don't understand it. That's just what happened with a lot of these electrical blackouts. They didn't have enough brains to drop it down easy, and they just throw everything all out at once. And this was the East Coast blackout. They didn't have enough sense to shut a power grid for this area and that area, so they tried to do it all at once. And we lost the whole East Coast in Canada.
Wow.
I always laugh when you know, John, as you go out in the world and you see things wrong, and they always tell you, well, you don't understand. We've done studies on this, and we did it, but sometimes common sense is a good judge.
Common sense is a great judge. When you got kids out there with degrees and can't read Roman numeral clock and their Arabic clock, they got to look at their cell phone or digital clock. They can't tell the time the right way. But if a computer doesn't subtract 14 from 83, they're lost. Their brain is going dead.
I love it when the computers went out the one day.
They closed the stores.
Well, the kid couldn't count change back.
Yeah, it's sad.
Or you get the one where, what was I thinking of? Counting change was one thing, but yeah, they just don't teach a lot of stuff like we had to learn, you know.
Now they want to give them a computer and they want to give them a pad and tell them to do it all.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm amazed. Some guy says, you know, I can figure out my tip with an app, and he pulls his phone out and he's going through the app.
Yeah.
And just as he's ready to tell me, I said, oh, that was $5, right?
Yeah. You know, just like this Erie School District, they're having a motivational speaker come in. We used to call them counselors.
Motivational? What are they going to do?
I have no idea. I'd like to know what he's getting. We had a motivational speaker come up in there when I was at Penn like 3 or 4 times. The guy's getting $25,000, $35,000 to tell you what you already know, and you don't need any motivation to do it.
Well, you only made motivation. Sometimes they gave you was you wanted to get out of the room quick.
I had a motivational teacher. His name was Jim Barber, and he had a great big paddle and had holes drilled in it.
Jim Barber.
Yeah, Diamond Jim. He was the vice principal at East.
My two memorable. There was let's see, Mike Evanoff. He was a memorable one. Mike Evanoff. He was a motivational speaker too.
He had holes in his paddle too.
Didn't need a paddle. He had these big meat hook hands.
Oh, man.
You know.
Jetzel had one too, and he was a phys ed coach and a swimming coach and all that.
I watched him pick up a kid once.
And I recall one time we jumped off the balcony and into the pool just as he walked in the door. And he had us,
The balcony.
he had us bend over at the deep end. And I'll tell you what, we fell into the pool after we got kissed. and it didn't cool anything off.
Yeah, we had lots of motivational teachers in those days.
Yeah, you know that lot over there by the Pizza Hut again, it's
Yeah.
grown almost 2 feet tall in a short time.
Yeah, we got, hey, John,
Yes.
I want to welcome to the neighborhood, the new car lot up on Pine Avenue. Did you see that one?
No.
Yeah, it's right by the entrance to Bruegel Funeral Home
Oh, yeah?
on Pine Avenue.
Uh-huh.
They got 3 vehicles on the front lawn. Looks like a used car lot. They're all parked nice and neat.
Well, all those kids are parking in the sidewalks and everything else, and
It looks like they even put the orange stickers on. They ripped them off already.
unbelievable.
Not only that, and I want to welcome the second-hand stores that have opened up with numerous couches on display. And then we got the giant flea market up there by the old oil store. Things are we're getting new businesses all the time, John. What do we complain about?
Job with code enforcement. Maybe we ought to have him take a pay cut.
And then we got the art museum up there at that, the old car wash too.
Yes.
It's an example of ancient, what do you call it, graffiti?
Hieroglyphics?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I seen some guys there with the white cork helmets studying that stuff.
Oh, yes.
Look like, what's his
But
name?
if it was on the west side, it'd get picked up. So, have a great day.
Hey, John, I have one question.
What's that?
The telephone poles, that come under Penelec?
Yes, there's a bunch of them around the city.
Yeah, but this one gentleman said it's leaning up against the wires.
Well, they strap them up. That's just probably hanging. It doesn't have any service, and it probably has to take a corner out or something. And you'll see a lot of them with a steel sleeve around them, and they got them strapped to it. Is this the one on Peach Street?
No, it's the one on Old French Road, he said.
Okay, well, he ought to go down there on, I believe it's Peach or Sassafras.
You mean they're just leaning up against wires?
Yeah, they'll leave them hang there.
Well, the wires should be, does that support them?
Yeah, it will support them. But there's a big one down on 25th and 24th and Sassafras on the north-east corner. That's been hanging there for days.
How long will they leave them?
Till they fall down.
The poles?
Yes. They'll leave them there till indefinitely.
Why don't they take them down?
They probably don't have the manpower.
So better have it fall on somebody's head than to...
Well, maybe somebody's insurance will pay for it. Call up Surgeonaire. He's the PR man.
What's his name now?
Surgeonaire.
Oh, okay.
Like the surgeon, not like sturgeon, S-U-R-G.
Right.
He's the PR man. Or get all of them out Witherspoon. He's fit to have that job.
Yeah, it looks kind of,
It looks like a lack of work. The bottom line is all they're thinking about.
Yep. Meanwhile, they're hanging there waiting for the wind to blow them down.
There's a lot of those around. If you look, you'll see a lot of poles are leaning, and they're probably just waiting for a car to hit them so the person's insurance company can handle them.
That's what we've come to.
So, yes, that's what it's come to all over. It's getting sad. The utility companies used to be super, but now they're all the same.
Well, if enough people start just walking over there and bumping their heads on them and pulling up some lawsuits, maybe they'd move on stuff.
Yes, they're unbelievable. I had a woman I called. There was a Caldwell Bankers realtors sign in the middle of the street, and I told her, I said, you ought to pick your sign up. She started laughing. I said, it won't be so funny if somebody's car gets damaged or a kid gets hurt.
Yeah.
And I said, it was a dirty shame, and it was their main office. And they have a couple of homes for sale up through here, and they're putting these signs in the city's right away. And it's just like that guy advertising his song group from New York on the poles. I don't know if you've seen them.
Yeah, I did. I've seen them around lately.
They're still there. It's unbelievable. Where is code enforcement? Where are the engineers that are supposed to pick these signs up? They should do these things instead of backing into their check every 2 weeks. Have a great day.
See you, John.
What's wrong with the world, Kaz? What's wrong?
Lack of common sense and basic, I don't know. It just,
No respect,
yeah.
no common sense, no proper upbringing, apparently.
I was thinking the other day, I can remember a time when nobody had to tell you there was a law, you just cut your grass.
Yeah,
You just did things, you know. People even made up laws
yeah.
because they thought they made sense. We can't do that. Why? There's a law against it. Okay. So then when I got older, I looked it up. There was no law. But it was a people's law. You know,
Yeah,
like you come to the neighborhood. I remember when I was a young man, I'd park my car in front of somebody's house, and my mother would go, "You got to move your car." Why? I got the right to park there. Yes, you do, but not in my house. That's the neighbors. You don't park your car there.
yeah,
Boom, you know.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to park? Find someplace to park it.
yeah.
You know. There was courtesy and all that stuff. That's all gone.
There's no courtesy, like you say,
Yeah.
no common sense, no courtesy, no respect, no upbringing.
And it didn't happen overnight. And it
Yeah,
won't go away overnight. It's all just a little slight slippery slope. Kind of like when you get the ball at the top of a hill and you let it go and it just starts.
faster and faster and faster until it runs somebody over, and we're all
But
doomed. We're doomed, Kaz. Let's just walk off right now.
no, I can't do that. But well, it you know it's strange this time of year now. We're winding down.
Yeah, everything's done. It seems like we just coast out until we hit January.
Yeah, you know when you're getting like a third away into football season, and basketball and hockey's around the corner. You just know that. And then what did I see on TV yesterday? I've been tracking this every year. When does Christmas start officially?
Oh, yeah, when does Christmas
Who
start?
brings the first ornament out in the stores? I'm betting it'll be next week.
Really?
Yeah. See if I'm right. It'll be sometime around next week.
We're in September. What is today? Is this,
Yeah.
oh, on the 16th or the 23rd?
We're in the 23rd.
We're on the 23rd.
Somewhere after the 30th, I'll predict it. Real close. We'll start having them out there.
Somewhere on the 30th. We're going to skip Thanksgiving and just go right into Christmas.
Oh, it'll be out before then. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, Cass. Sorry to let you know, but Dollar General's already got Christmas ornaments out.
Oh no, they did?
Yep.
Oh man, you know this is the earliest.
I've seen them at the Dollar General that's on 8th, or right about 8th and East Avenue, and I've also seen them at a Dollar General out by where I live in Waterford.
Yeah.
Those are usually the only two I go to, but they've already got Christmas ornaments out.
Merry Christmas.
I was watching the Hallmark Channel and they go, just giving you a warning that the Christmas marathon starts November 2nd. And my wife looks at me and she goes, isn't it September? And I told her, I said,
So Christmas commercial. It's a Kmart commercial with a woman sitting in a little cubicle and a gingerbread man that looks like he's stalking her.
oh man, you know, you'll be burned out by, well, all the Christmas stuff will be gone. How do they tell you you'll be buying, you'll be into Valentine's Day around Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what happened to, you know, Santa Claus didn't come into, they bring him in on the fire truck at Thanksgiving? And here we are, we're already, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
That's through Thanksgiving, and then Christmas stuff was like everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you when my birthday is, but when they finally breached my birthday, I never thought I'd see that day, but they finally beaten my birthday.
wow.
And this is, I was saying, there's no ending to this. Let's push for a June start.
Well, I always wanted to do Christmas in July. I was going to play a whole bunch of Christmas programming in July, but I decided it was just not a good idea.
No, I don't want to see Christmas programming in July. It's bad enough that they show commercials now with snow on the ground.
They're ruining it. I mean, I try real hard every year not to pay attention to them till like after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I try to stay in the mood, you know, as long as I can. But they're trying to beat me down.
But see, it was easier for me personally when my kids were small because my youngest son's birthday is Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
But it's just over the years, they push it weeks and weeks further.
Yeah, they take the fun out of it, you know.
I mean, this is more than 3 months early. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, when we were kids, you know, we bugged and your mother would say, we haven't got through Thanksgiving yet. Then Thanksgiving, the jolly red man in the suit
Yeah.
would come down into downtown Erie.
Yeah.
And they put him on the roof of, what was it, Murphy's or Kresge's or something? You know, that was the start.
I'm okay with
That's
that.
what Woolworths was.
Yep, that was, yeah, they all had, you know, Then your mother had to explain why there was, well, I'm not going to say it on the air, there might be kids listening. Why the number, like the number 4, you know?
Yeah.
But thank you for calling.
Yeah. Thanks. Christmas.
I was joking to my wife, I said, it's got to be next week in here.
It's here.
It's here already.
It is on.
So the bet's off between you and I.
I'm done. I can
The
never
nice
come on
lady
this
called
show
us up
again.
and,
Find out all these horrible things. I just don't want to know these things.
see, I don't count the Christmas store. That's all there all year, you know.
Sure.
That don't count. But when the other stores start slipping the stuff in, that's when it's all downhill. If you try to buy a winter jacket, I had people visiting up there like in winter.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to buy a jacket. We're selling swimming. What do you call it? Summer wear.
Yeah.
You got to buy your winter gear in July.
Sure. Why not?
They got it all right. The marketing geniuses.
That's what it's all about. It's all about the dollar sign.
It's those Chicago guys. They always blame it. Well, they always blame it when you go to the stores. You go, who's the guy that thought up this stuff? It's our Chicago guy or our New York guy. You guys sit up there. They have no concept. They're sitting some air-conditioned hacienda up there or something, you know. It snows here in December, January, stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
Not October.
Merry Christmas, Kaz. Merry Christmas.
Well, the other day I was watching the White Sox play.
Yeah.
And they had a thing up there that says the guys were wearing green shamrocks and green hats and everything. It was halfway to St. Patrick's Day celebration.
Yeah.
Halfway.
Wow.
Yeah, we only got like less than 100 days now to Christmas.
I think people just have no concept of time.
We're losing it.
I don't know. Hey, I got something I can talk about in our last
ahead.
3 minutes. In our last 1
I
minute.
think you're wrong there, Mike.
I think he's the keeper of time.
We'll tell you when we're done. There we go. He's laughing. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I've joined up with this group of tinkerers called Makerspace. We actually have a facility over in where the brewery is and the train station and Uraro Gallery. We have a part of this building where people can come in and actually build stuff. We can tinker. I can take a VCR over and I can fix it, or I can take the parts out of it and I can actually build something new out of it. And it's called Makerspace. We have a Facebook page. If you look up Makerspace, all one word,
How do you get in there?
You just, I don't know, talk to me. Give me a call at the studio.
Does it
and
cost
I'll.
anything to tinker?
It does actually. There are different levels of membership. There's like a $15 a month membership, all the way up to I think $35, which is what I pay. Because,
I can bring all my clickers in that don't work?
well, we don't.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, we don't just. That's what they warned me. They said don't just bring in stuff. So but it's cool because it's kind of like a technology incubator. You could come in and you could learn stuff and you could build stuff. So I'm kind of excited about that. I spent all day Sunday climbing around in the ceiling trying to install a doorbell. That's how cool it is because I get to just go over and do stuff if I got nothing else going on.
Want to give it again?
Erie Makerspace. I can't remember the website right now. I think it's probably eriemakerspace.com, but it's on Facebook. So go to Facebook and type in Makerspace.
So I can bring you over my house.
Erie Makerspace.
You can put in my fan in the ceiling, or
I do stuff like that. That's how I roll. And on that, I got nothing else. I'm pumped because I have a place where I can go and I have like a laboratory and I can actually go build things and fix things.
well, that's fun. I mean, people,
Yeah, it's like a
some
technology
people just like to
incubator.
mess around and
Yeah. it's
I'm not.
great.
I had never thought I'd be good at it, but
Yeah.
sometimes I like to. When something breaks, I like to take it apart.
Yeah.
And just try to figure it out.
Oh, yeah. I was doing that when I was 5.
A couple of things I put back together. I was surprised. I said, "Wow!" I surprised myself,
Yeah.
but sometimes you just get to me. Go, I don't know what were they thinking of when they did this?
When I was 5 years old, I used to run around the house with a screwdriver and take stuff apart. My parents hated me.
You didn't stick it in the.
I didn't put it in the electrical outlet, no. But I used to take stuff apart, and I just kind of got into electronics that way because I was very curious. I never put anything back together, but I was always taking stuff apart.
My brother-in-law was like that. He would take electronic stuff and he'd
Yeah.
build his own little radio station or...
I'm down with that.
We had a whole range of like a block and a half.
Yeah. Cool.
But it was fun though. I mean, you get in there and you...
I've done stuff like that. I love broadcasting, which is probably how I ended up in my current position.
Every once in a while, I like to just, monkey around with something. And
Yeah.
I remember one time I took my VCR apart and I go, oh yeah, this ain't gonna go too far. Well, you can only take it so far,
Yeah, there's some things I don't want to take.
I took a tube radio apart and I was, monkeyed out. Took them all out, cleaned them, put them back in, and
Nice.
cleaned the board off, and then monkeyed around the dial a little bit.
Cool. I'll take you over to show you the place one of these days.
I guess
Yeah,
we
we're
gotta
done.
go off, huh?
We're done. I'm sorry. We were just totally killing time there.
Should we get Mike to, Mike, get ready for the, the closing?
I'll stop talking now. I got nothing. It was
DJ,
fun.
thanks for coming in.
I showed up at the last
Well, we
minute.
did get a few calls. I thought I was gonna be babbling in the breeze there for a while.
Sometimes that's what you got to do. You just got to babble in the breeze.
Yeah, I do get a lot of comments off the air, though, so people, they do watch the show. And we'll, you know what, we'll take care of this. We'll find out a couple of these issues here and make a little phone call to Housing Authority.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, hey, thank you for having me.
See you again maybe next week?
Hey, if I'm watching and I see that, John doesn't show up, I'll pop in.
Okay. And with that, Mike? Ooh, that's a sharp salute.
Never been called sharp before.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Taxpayers Hotline Show on Erie's own Government Access, Channel 9.